Welcome to Ash Echoes event Opalor playthrough. We are now in the 5th chapter called Oversway. Just to remind you that the names of each chapter is named after moves in dancing. So, subtitle. Don't be so surprised, as you know the nameless mist is everywhere. So, in this setting, we're seeing quite a few towers. That's an indication that we are in Kthulhut. So Naya, you're no longer the tower keeper. Congratulations. So this person is talking to Naya, and this person should be Naya. Based on the way you speak, you actually didn't mean it. Okay, so you deprived me of Atlak as a person, so I miss yet another season. I should be entitled to complain a little bit. Same person? Can I know what that is about? Just because I once deprived you of your relatives? I don't think that means relatives. It's probably people they subdued or controlled. Both you and I possess countless relatives, or the people they subdued. Maybe you're really very ungenerous, Naya. Or maybe you're too petty, Naya. That's Naya. So that belongs to the tower, belongs to Kthulhut, or maybe belong to the Aurora. It just reminds you that in Kthulhut there are many towers, and the tallest of all of them is named Kthulhut, and this world is named by Luminotus as Kthulhut is named after the tallest tower. The other person. No, to be more specific, for a long time they belonged to Naya, and other tower keepers. What are you talking about? Oh. Okay. Niall, I have said that you can't disperse the nameless mist. You are named after it, and you are the nameless mist. You are it. Even though Atlak becomes your relative and was lured into the tower by you, you cannot achieve your purpose. Beneath the Aurora, you're destined to die. So what did you observe, the great Naya? So blue is Naya, purple is Niall. I already know that a couple years ago you found something very interesting. Silence. Don't be so surprised, as you know the nameless mist is everywhere. So Niall is the nameless mist. That's Naya, so I should thank you for asking this now. You're welcome. Rain, waves, and the sun. These strange words appear in his words continuously, constantly. What did you observe? So that you planned, so that you fulfilled your plan and was able to leave after many years of silence. Nothing. It's just that he needs the protection of the tower, and he needs the protection of in the form of cohabitation. Okay. So, he succeeded. He merged with it as the intruder. Then he is no longer him. No one can escape from this place of eternal madness, chaos, and light. The past is no longer important. From now on, he will always be Itakuya until those strange foreign definitions are connected to here now. Okay, the strange definition probably refers to other words. Okay, seems to be an illusion. I opened my eyes. We're in the room with clean window, clean furnitures. The sun has already set. It's accompanied by some tweeting birds that occasionally flies by. It just makes this place more idyllic, tranquil, and peaceful. The man squints his eyes and maintains his posture without moving, and that posture is sleeping while sitting. You're awake. That's posture. You're awake. Pauses sits quietly on the, how should I say, Burgundian silken couch, as if she's waiting patiently in a very long day. She has been waiting. The man yawns. That's Namel. That's Namel. Namel should be Naya. Hylians this season is more comfortable than Paradise Island. But looks like you're not ready to live there yet. That's why we need your help. Okay. The man just leans his body onto the side rather lazily. The crimson pearl in his hand is just going between his fingers, not quite flexible. So he looks up and looks at Pause, not too far from him, and holding a mug, and laughs or smiles. Okay, so he's not Naya. So he says, "You're very courteous to Naya, but you doesn't seem to want to show that to me." So Pause says, that is a very common social convention here in Senlo that we use between Mr. Siyang or Solstice, just like now I call you Mr. Nemo. So he thinks Siyang is Naya. Well, he bit Naya and basically grabbed his power. He raised his eyebrows, not saying yes or no. After all, I have a right in this world for some time. It's not like I don't understand anything. Atlak. Okay, now she's Ray Rust. looks like her power was consumed. I smelled it on Si Yang's body. Okay, so Atlac is Grey Rust. Yeah, so Si Yang battled with Miss Red Pearl. Atlac gave her power to Si Yang in Chapter 8. That happened in the past. You can sense that too. That's a face of a little surprise. Of course, if the smell is that easy to conceal, it would not be used to telling people. The person he rescued, I can also sense through Grey Rust. We're pressed by the situation back then. We follow the rules and follow the results of our duel, let's say. Naya need to use such method. He is really weakened. No, rather, it is this fact that means he's totally dominated and consumed. Yeah, was consumed by Si Yang. Sigh. What a pity. What? If it is me, before I gave away my power, I could easily swallow him. That is something I have been longing to do. Unfortunately, some of my power was given to the warden, that's Jean. The other gave to that little girl, that's Sissy, and the rest, I had to use that to trade. Swallow Naya? Paused upon hearing the word, paused, and raised his eyeballs towards the man. From what I heard, Niall and Naya, they are friends for a long time. In Kthulhut, that's how our world is referred to here, right? There, friend is a strange enough definition. So in this way, as he breathes, the man stands in front of the little coffee table, blocking some of the sunshine from the setting sun, and leaving a shadow that is dimmed yellow. Pausa puts the mug back onto the coffee table in front of her. And between the two of them, other than the smell they talked about, they didn't talk any further. The man, as if he doesn't have to say some pick-up lines, gets more spirited. He puts his hand and puts to the side of the lady in front of him. From the angle on the side, it's as if he wants to pick up the red hair dripping from the tied hair. The man's head was lowered a little bit, as if he wants to ask something in a very modest manner. Okay, so if that's it, then I surrender. So then I willingly surrender. I gave my power to Grey Rust as a token for the trade, so that you will not face the destined judgment of the scale of the fate. And she even saw my memory. Isn't that worth Miss Pausa isn't that worth more courtesy treatment from Miss Posse? Okay, so the reason Greras, who is with us, the director, the reason she's into fish steak, flowers, vegetable juice, etc., is probably because she can see his memories. Okay. Posse looks at his eyes. There, he saw the same. I know this word literally translates to viscosity, but it doesn't. It, of course, is not what it means. So that he saw the same, probably, let's say that's a type of emotion, as she met Greras for the first time. I think the wiki team will decide on how to translate this when we transcribe and translate the story. Pause it. Miss Redpearl will never do anything indecent. Mr. Nemo, your trait will be completed for sure. Will be fulfilled for sure. Whether you want to borrow our eyes, quote quote, or you want a reasonable identity, quote quote. Thank you very much. The man smiled lazily, but his hand is still holding up very steadily. Oh, I still have a little question. Can Miss Posse answer it for me? You're welcome. Speak. I heard that your salutation to him is very special. Other people call him the director or the chief executor, but you call him the prophet. Silence. Posse lowers her eyes. The coffee on the coffee table at the right angle reflects a little bit of the man's shadow. She smiles and then looks up again towards the man in front of her. Mr. Nemo, there's really nothing special or nothing in particular, just some minor stuff. It has nothing to do with all of you or with the past of all of you, whether it's for you or whether it's with you or with Kthulhut. Okay, thank you for the answer. Nemo puts his hand back. Mr. Nemo, I also have a question to ask you. The man lowers his eyes, does not say he agrees or disagrees, while Posse raises her mouth, not too courteous or not too proud. Is the body of Mr. Nemo the counterpart of yours in the world of Senlo, or is it by accident you just find this little this shell, this flesh that is suitable to see your last days? I must admit that the identity of this corpse is very easy to manipulate. Okay, so the body is from someone else. The soul is Nemo's soul. The body is someone else's body, but it might be his counterpart's body. Okay, that's very convoluted already. So Nemo lowers his eyes, staring at Posse for a while, and then turns his head to look outside the window. The setting sun turning fully orange, hanging on the sky with pink clouds. Because he's being not used to it, he squints his eyes to the biggest extent, but did not move his eyesight away. I don't know, but I cannot feel anything special with the core of the previous core of this body, or the original core of this body. So according to Nye, it shouldn't be the counterpart. Miss Paulson. You and Grey Russ cannot always maintain the current status. Miss Red Pearl will eventually quote-unquote disappear. Wanna bet? Hehe. Without waiting for a response from Pause, Nemo suddenly turns his head and looks at Pause and blinks. See that? They are about to return. Who's about to return? Okay, so just as a brief recap here, and I'm sorry that my summary sounds very different from when I play the game because there's a long gap of 3 months between the original recording and the summary. But I was quite busy between this time just with the global wiki project and of course things in my own life. But here we go. We just looked at the 5th story chapter of the event Opalor Oversway. As you know, the nameless mist is everywhere. So here we're touching on more background about the world of Cthulhu. I know that is a subculture which I honestly don't know much about, but I sense that the writers of Ash Echoes took a lot of terms from the world of Cthulhu. So the background is while Grey Russ and I were dealing with Boreas and Siyang at Ulark Communications, Pause and Nemo, they meet at Shilling Industries in their office. So Nemo was a prisoner at PIP, right? But they're there. So Nemo confirmed that Siyang devoured some of Grey Russ's power. We also saw that in the previous main story chapter. And Naya found a way to go to other worlds after discovering an intruder, but his power was further reduced upon crossing to Sinlo, and then somehow he met Siyang and he was basically entirely consumed by Siyang. So Siyang became an echomancer, and he was also responsible for Boreas becoming an echomancer. So he basically shared some of his power, or gave away some of his power to be devoured by Boreas. So back to main story chapter 5, Boreas found that he can never hide this fact from the police. So he had to ask Siyang to help him become an echomancer. It's just like that, and perhaps with the help also from Ms. Red Pearl. And in the beginning of this episode, we also saw there's a brief background conversation between Naya and Niall, probably in their previous world, Cthulhu. So Naya was the Tower Keeper. I have no idea what this is, but he is no longer the Tower Keeper. Naya also rescued Atlak, who is basically Grey Rust. Sanaya picked up something or someone interesting who's an intruder from other world. This person mentioned concepts, foreign concepts, unknown to people in the world of Cthulhu. He mentioned rain, wave or tide, and sun. So this person is later in a symbiosis with this person called Itakua. So it's like Sissy and Nile in the Paradise Island Penitentiary. There is a theory that this person is from the world Yama. We saw in the Tea event, etc. And some people postulate that this might be Emaha's brother, Emaha's lost brother, to be fair. And they have a reason here. So we saw the background of Cthulhu. It looks like this, some towers. So this cloud-shaped stuff on the top. And here's the world of Yama. I took this background from the Chinese official website. This is probably not in-game, for the moment, at least, not in global and not in CN. But we see that one looks like the flip of the other. So they might have a reason here, but we don't exactly know how they are set up here. So there are some theories. So far we know 15 worlds. Some people say first that all worlds are connected to Senlo, because that's where the passage is located. It's located in the Hailin of Senlo. Another theory is that in addition to that, the other 14 worlds are also connected in pairs, and maybe Cthulhu is connected to Yama, but it doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense because we saw from the previous episodes that that Lotus, or Luminotus, he he's originally from Lavari, so he somehow went to Cthulhu, probably directly. He also went to Urea, and he saw Solbeard. He saw the Amazon. So maybe that's not true, but so far we don't have anything about the further story of Ash Echoes. There's no story update, so we have to live with that and just keep postulating. Okay, thank you for watching this episode.